It's interesting because
it's often quite turbulent. It's a very turbulent world of construction.
Yeah, but I mean, I love challenges. I mean, I love things when things are either going extremely well and you want to accelerate them, or going not well and you need your expertise and help. I mean, if everything was fine and dandy, as they say, I don't think they would have needed somebody like me to come in and possibly help and give some experience that I've had over the years in working in the Middle East and in North America and in Europe and so on.
Okay, so why should we know Arabtech? I see the branding all over Dubai. Why should we know it?
Well, for many reasons. I mean, I was asked this question, and there are two reasons. First of all, we have built possibly the most monumental buildings in Dubai. I mean, Burj Dubai. Mr. Riyad Kamal, our CEO, who started his first job in the 70s in the UAE, built the first tallest, I mean, then was the tallest building, which is 17 floors. So it seems the company has this history of taking on projects that others probably will shy away from or not confident enough to do so. When Burj Dubai was an option, we did it. Now we're building also the tallest two buildings in Saudi Arabia and Jeddah, which is the Lamar Towers.
Let me stop you right here, because I do want to talk about Burj Dubai and other projects. So let me just go to a break and we'll pick this up right after.
Okay.
I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. It's gonna be a bright sunshiny day.
Lipton Yellow Label Tea picks the youngest leaves that are rich in natural theanine to help clear your mind.
شعر التالف بيفقد اللون مع كل غسلة. شعر المعالج مع دوف ثيرابي لإصلاح اللون بحافظ على لونه لوقت أطول. دوف ثيرابي الجديد مع السيروم المعالج يصلح وبجدد الطبقة اللي بتحمي لتحافظ على اللون لفترة مرتين أطول. والبرهان إصلاح فعال للتلف، وشعر ملون كله حيوية لمدة أطول. جديد نظام دوف ثيرابي للعناية بالشعر الملون، خبرة وعناية بالشعر التالف.
The clock is ticking. We can live, or we can just mark time. What's it going to be?
"20 good years.
Wake up! Wake up!
كوميديا جديدة عن حياة إما أن تمنحك كل شيء أو تسلب منك كل شيء.
We're living on the edge now, Jeffrey. Women will often strike us. Well, that was just rude.
John Lithgow.
Plunge into the Atlantic is the perfect kickstart. Join me, old friend. I am the reborn.
Jeffrey Tambor.
Do I need good years? It's not working. Remember our pact. You kick my ass, I kick yours, and together we live.
20 good years. الليلة 9:30 مساء، 8:30 KSA على دبي 1.
جاهزة تتعيشي جاذبية مجموعة سانسلك لمعان وتألق الجديدة؟ بتقنية لمعان الكريستال خلي شعرك يبرق أكثر مع مجموعة سانسلك لمعان وتألق الجديدة. لشعر لامع بخليكي دايماً تحت الأضواء، سانسلك لمعان وتألق الجديد.
حديقة حيوان دبي هي حديقة قديمة معروفة، يعني زين، هي تعتبر من أقدم الحدائق يعني، وأهميتها أنها هي موجودة في منطقة الجميرة والناس تعودت عليها من القدم يعني تجيها. اليوم طبعا الحديقة فيها مجموعة كبيرة من الحيوانات، معظمها من البيئة المحلية، وعندنا بعد مجموعة لا بأس منها من الحيوانات اللي هي مهددة بخطر الانقراض من جميع قارات العالم. نحن من الحدائق اللي قدرنا ان احنا نفرخ بعض الطيور، حققنا هدف معين ان قدرنا نحن نكاثر من الطيور الغاقه، نحن نسميه لوف الاسر.
What's the best proven anti-aging technology? Try New Pond's Age Miracle with Retinol Booster and find out. In just 7 days, you'll see a difference in your skin and your husband. Can your anti-aging cream do this? New Pond's Age Miracle can.
So just before the break, we touched upon your company, Arab Tech. Now, let's just put the firm in the bigger picture. Consolidation is naturally a consequence of the global recession. So who are you looking to snap up?
Well, we're not looking to snap up anybody, but I mean, we're always looking for opportunities. I mean, the first thing we did last year is restructure our balance sheet. So when everybody was paying cash dividends, we didn't. We issued share bonuses, we increased our capital, we restructured our balance sheet to make it more solid and can sustain our growth that we want. We talked to our banks and so on. We have many opportunities. We're looking at many, but we're not snapping any yet.
Well, one of the opportunities, actually, one of your projects that's currently being developed is the Burj Dubai. Residents are holding their breath for that opening. It's meant to happen in December. Is that a realistic deadline? And what was the biggest engineering challenge that you faced building the tallest building in the world?
There wasn't a challenge per se. It's just that you're building a building taller than anything else on Earth. So you have to make sure that you get your calculations right, which we did. We had a very good partner. I mean, one of them is Samsung and others. So in that sense, it was a challenge because it's a vertical community, more or less. But otherwise, it's like any other building. It's just that it's taller and bigger.
What about the December deadline? Is that something that's going to to see?
As you know, we are the builders. We're not the owners of the project, and that's a function of what Emaar wants to do. But I mean, the press states that that will be the case. We believe it will be. I mean, if you go into the whole area is being transformed very quickly. So I believe it will be.
I want to shift over now to real estate prices in Dubai. Now, Donald Trump Jr., whose company is involved in a joint venture with Nakheel on the Palm Jumeirah, he's told us here at Dubai One that, quote, Dubai will continue to be a unique place in the Gulf region as a hub for the international community and its capital. However, it will be a long time until Dubai prices reach the peaks we saw in 2008. Do you agree? And has the real estate market turned a corner?
Well, I mean, the prices we achieved last year were extremely high, in many cases unjustified. The same with the price of oil going to 140 plus. I mean, it did happen, shouldn't have happened or not, but it did happen. So one of the things that we should not, I think, look at is compared to the peak. I think we should look at the growth. Price of oil 2 years ago was less than 30, now we're close to 70 plus. So there is a growth, and I think just making that sweeping statement that things will take a long time. I mean, I think it will return to its higher level than it is now. I don't know if it will reach the same height or even higher.
Yeah.
But it's very difficult to predict at this stage when it will happen, and I don't think it's going to be a long time. I think we're beginning to see the shift. Now there is more demand in the market and the prices are beginning to shift, and it depends on the area. I mean, if you want beachfront property.
Well, actually, let me ask you about that now. My next question to you is, what would you tell people, those that have bought, sold, are looking to buy or looking to sell in Dubai, what would you tell them? Is this the right time to do it?
Well, I think, I mean, if you want to sell, definitely, I don't think it's the right time if you can afford, because of the sentiment about the market. Everybody assumes that things will get worse, which I don't believe it will be the case. There definitely has to be some adjustments, further adjustments. But I don't think everywhere. I mean, if you want a villa on the beach, there are very few of them. So it depends on the location and what is want. But again, the mix in Dubai does not necessarily cater for everyone. So not everybody wants to live in a 10-bedroom villa on the beachfront.
So you say the sentiment is really the
Well, I think it is sentiment and realization. I mean, if you're short of cash, you might have to sell your assets. But I mean, what I understand is same in London.
Yeah.
For example, I mean, there aren't enough sellers in of good properties, and I think it'll be the same here in Dubai.
Here's a query that a real estate broker wants to ask you, but he's asking on behalf of an investor. Let's just listen.
Hi Ziad, one of the questions I'm asked by investors is the living standards of construction workers in Dubai, particularly labour camps. How would you respond to that question?
What's your response to that question?
Well, I mean, it was in the news, and the Panorama BBC did have, in my view, a biased program about because we were not interviewed, and they took snapshots of certain things that were going wrong. For example, they took a picture of the floods that Dubai had for a couple of weeks, and they claimed that that is sewage seeping out of the, out of the system. We abide by the requirements of Dubai and the minimum standard of living. If you go visit our site, our labor camps, we did invite the media to go in and visit. Not all labor camps are of the same standard, because over the years, as Dubai grew very quickly, there are certain areas where we had our labor camps that we're not allowed to expand, build, and so on, and we slowly moved them out.
Ziad, let me ask you, have you invested in Dubai?
Yes, I'm here. basically. Not in real estate.
You haven't invested in real estate?
For a simple reason, I mean, I own real estate in other countries.
Let me just take a break and come back to you shortly after this.
I use Clear for Men.
الطاقة، القوة، الفعالية هي حماية ضد القشرة تدوم لمدة طويلة. الرجال معرضون أكثر للقشرة. استخدم كلير للرجال مع مقويات مضاعفة لفروة الرأس لحماية من القشرة تدوم 365 يوما.
My name is Cristiano Ronaldo and I use Clear for Men.
فروة قوية نهاية القشرة لمدة 365 يوما.
يعلم فازلين كم هي بشرتك رائعة. بإمكانها تخزين المرطب داخلها كالإسفنجة تماما. عندما ينفذ المرطب تصبح بشرتك جافة ومتشققة. كريمات فازلين الجديدة المتعددة الفيتامينات تغذي بشرتك. كريمات فازلين الجديدة لبشرة نضرة دوما.
كلوز اب الجديد مع غسول الفم الفعال لانتعاش رائع وأسنان ناصعة البياض. كلوز اب الأقرب أحلى.
This is to tell people that Flint is our hometown and there's no way on God's green earth we're the worst place in the whole country to live.
General Motors تغلق 11 مصنعاً في أمريكا.
General Motors confirmed it today. It is going to close plants employing almost 30,000 workers.
وتسرح 30,000 موظف.
We are announcing the closing of 11 of our older plants.
مايكل مور مخرج فيلم فahrenheit 9/11 يطرح الأسئلة على مديرها العام روجر سميث.
I have a television crew down here with Michael Moore. He's supposed to meet Roger Smith at noon.
ولكن لا حياة لمن تنادي.
We're going to try and see Roger Smith.
No, you're not.
If you can't get in there, you can't get in here either. Would you mind leaving?
This guy out.
أول فيلم وثائقي لمايكل مور روجر اند مي الليلة 10 مساء 9 KSA على دبي 1.
Well, Ziad, on any given day, I mean, just as we're doing here, you and I, you'll hear people discussing the real estate market out on the streets in Dubai and the property market. Everyone, from mortgage lenders to developers, end users, everyone wants certain questions answered. So here's what someone from Standard Chartered Bank is wondering. Let's listen.
Hi Ziad, I was wondering, we have seen a growing number of regulation concerning green building, and the government has tried to actually strengthen that area. Do you see that as a constraint or an avenue of growth for your industry?
Talking about green building and energy.
Well, on the contrary, I think it's a good thing to have. I mean, we are all responsible for our environment and to keep it in a relatively better state than we found it many years ago, if we can, because we got so much damage to this earth. Actually, only last week we had a joint venture arrangement, what they call the Eco Blocks, which is very popular in Canada and in the US, where it cuts down on insulation, on heating, on recycling. It's almost 100% recyclable product. The regulations are there. The vision of Sheikh Mohammed for Dubai is to be a leading center for innovation and so on. And we abide by the requirements of the government. We abide by the requirements of the developer. But at the end of the day, we construct whatever is required of us. But
Absolutely.
We think it's a very good idea to go through that.
With the hindsight of the past 12 turbulent months globally that we've been seeing, what would you change as CFO of Arab Tech?
I mean, no one could predict the severity of how severe the situation was, because it's not you, it's the whole world collapsing around you. It's like a big tsunami hitting us all the time. I mean, if the banks didn't suffer, we would not be in this situation. Of course, I can always say they have a big role to play in the disaster that we have helped, that was caused by what's happening there. I wouldn't, I mean, honestly, because I mean, we went through this many times in our minds. We do all sorts of scenarios and planning and the board and so on. And we weren't ready to move anywhere else, for example. We couldn't move to Saudi Arabia because the market wasn't ready. We couldn't move to other places and so on. We had so much work on our hand that we want to complete, and we still do. I mean, if we are to finish everything we started in Dubai, we still need another 2 to 3 years anyway. That's assuming no more work is coming, which the signs are that more work is coming. So in hindsight, you can always say, I should have and I shouldn't.
I could have and I should have.
But I mean, one of the biggest things that we had, because anticipation of the growth, that we invested heavily in steel stock, because we had all sorts of projects coming that basically some of those projects disappeared, but we're now managing it very well. We're moving some to Abu Dhabi, some to Qatar, some to Saudi Arabia. So you can always say, if we didn't, it would have, but it doesn't matter. I mean,
so you're expanding. Ziad, now, you were born in Beirut. You lived in the UK for a large part of your life, and you went to, you did your MBA there as well. So what drove you to business school?
Well, I mean, I started my career as an engineer, like most young boys. I think they like to fix things and play with toys and so on. And that's probably the biggest toy of all, that, you know, you get into something, you build it, or you fix it, or you ruin it. And this is how I got into engineering. I mean, specifically electronics, because I like designing things and the math part of it and the physics. I was, you know, blowing things up, experimenting when I was young and stuff. And so I did my engineering degree in Manchester, although I was technically on my way to Stanford because I was accepted there, and Stanford has one of the best engineering schools, but I thought England is convenient. I've always supported Manchester United, so that was an easy choice to make.
Yeah.
After I finished my electronics degree, I went, like most people my age, my generation, went and worked in the Middle East, hoping that I'll go back and finish my PhD. And freak accident, or is it fate, I decided to do an MBA in finance instead, although both schools were next to each other.
So you did your MBA in that, then after that it naturally led you to consultancy. So where did you end up consulting, and what was the biggest turnaround you handled in that job? Can you tell us, give us a name?
Well, I was headhunted by Booz Allen Hamilton, which then was the biggest consulting firm in the world, specifically to do work in the Middle East because of my background and so on. And we did two major projects. One of them was designing what they call the public services system for Yanbu Industrial City, which was then a $70-odd billion investment, and we're talking about the 80s now. So that was a major project that we've handled. So there was a team of us who spent about a year and a half helping them structure all the services that they required, the government and so on. And the second big project that I was fortunate to work on was advising the Saudi Arabian Monetary Agency, SAMA, because they had three major development banks. One was the industrial fund, one was the real estate, and one was the agriculture fund, that were really the engines behind driving the economy, be it industry, be it real estate, which was important as in a growing country.
Okay, well, you're mentioning Saudi Arabia. Let me just pick up on that point. And so after years abroad, you came full circle and you came home to the Middle East. So why did you come to the Middle East? Were you yearning for the sunshine, or on a more serious note, was it your passion for emerging markets that ignited for you to come back here to the Middle East?
Well, it's a bit of everything, really. I mean, we are born in the Middle East. We're very proud of being Middle Eastern people. Arabic language and our culture is very important. I mean, London, New York, and Paris are great places to do, but I guess at a certain stage in your life, when your family is older, you want to go back to your roots. And the Middle East is there. I mean, it needs people with our experience and our expertise. So if you look at the options, Dubai was the first choice because of the standards of living here, the location, the security, the safety, the entertainment, the fun bit.
Okay, well, let's keep it about you right now. You've been here since, you were saying 1985. What surprised you the most about Dubai?
How quickly it changes. I mean, I remember in '85, the first time we came, the tallest building was the Trade Center. And I used to drive around and get lost, and whenever you look, you can see it. Now it's dwarfed by amazing buildings, and what I love is driving down Sheikh Zayed, and you see this incredible architecture that is everywhere. You go into hotels, and they are better than most hotels in Europe and in the US. And most important is people are polite and they're service-oriented. And I feel extremely safe. You know, this is what I like about Dubai.
What achievement are you most proud?
Personally, or
personally?
as a company? I mean, of living, I mean, of having a good, healthy family that we are very close, of working and having good friends, and working in a place where, although I'm westernized and I love New York and Paris and London, and I felt extremely proud to be living in Dubai during Ramadan, for example, you know, going occasionally to the mosque and listening to what the changes are, and going into a shopping mall and see all sorts of people, from people who are extremely open and boisterous to people who are extremely conservative and coward. So.
We wish you every continued success with everything that you choose to do. Ziad Makhzoumi, CFO of Airtech, thank you very much for your time and your frankness, and we hope to see you again on Dubai Tonight.
Thank you. Thank you.
And to all our viewers at home, thank you for watching Dubai Tonight. To catch any of our shows, please log on to our website, that's dubai1.ae. Continue to send us your comments, questions, anything you have to say via email. That's on dubaitonight@dmi.ae. Thanks for watching and see you next time.
Loving wife.
Oh, it's over?
A successful career.
Don't ruin this for me.
And a great home.
Is that fantastic?
What could possibly go wrong for Larry David? Seinfeld co-creator Larry David stars as himself in this painfully hilarious award-winning comedy series that presents a self-depreciating depiction of his life.
Ooh, everybody, quiet. I'm back.
Curb Your Enthusiasm, Tuesday, 8 p.m. UAE, 7 p.m. KSA on Dubai One. Deep inside, you know you're him.
Your jock strap.
You do me a favor? Stop shouting kapow every time you serve.
It's my war cry. I've been doing it for 30 years.
I've let it go until now.
Just serve. Ow! You did that on purpose.
Oh, did I? We'll never know.
Just serve it. Not bad, huh? And such a tiny target.
That's it, John. That's it. We're done.
Fine, go home, sissy boy.
I'm a sissy boy? I'm a sissy boy? Why don't I just...
Hey. Back off, Rocky. I give.
5 minutes to 8.
Already?
Oh, where does the time go? It's about to get good. Yeah, it's about to get good. You'll have the time of your life for the rest of your life. It's about to get
جاهزة تتعيشي جاذبية مجموعة سانسلك لمعان وتألق الجديدة؟ بتقنية لمعان الكريستال خلي شعرك يبرق أكثر مع مجموعة سانسلك لمعان وتألق الجديدة. لشعر لامع بخليكي دايماً تحت الأضواء، سانسلك لمعان وتألق الجديد.
كلوز اب الجديد مع غسول الفم الفعال لانتعاش رائع وأسنان ناصعة البياض. كلوز اب الأقرب أحلى.
Got some unfortunate news for you.
He was having an affair.
Francesca is a newly divorced writer.
Freedom. Freedom.
Her friends are going to surprise her. A lifetime chance.
Welcome to your first day of a romantic tour.
Romantic Tuscany.
Ramassole. Are you going to buy it? No. So you bought a villa in Tuscany? It needs a little work. Well, who's going to do it? I can hire the muscular descendants of Roman gods to do the heavy lifting.
I see you have survived the storm.
Marcello!
Wait there, I'm coming down.
She went looking for a love. And she found something else.
Under the Tuscan Sun. Tuesday, 10 p.m. UAE, 9 p.m. KSA on Dubai One. This movie is brought to you by
شعرك عم يحصل على عناية متخصصة؟ الشعر التالف يصبح عرضة للتكسر. دوف بيصلح شعرك بكامله. شو اللي بيخلي دوف الجديد مختلف؟ نظام دوف ثيرابي الجديد مع السيروم المعالج اللي بيحتوي على جزيئات صغيرة جدا